Sometimes people go through their whole lives and they don't learn about finances.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to learn, and you're only 2.
Yeah, but Dad,
What?
on my leg,
On your leg?
it hurts.
It does?
Yeah.
All right, Mommy can look at it. In the meantime, I want to introduce everyone.
You can't see it.
I can't see it. I'm ADHD Coach Ryan, your accountability partner in this life of ours with ADHD. And I'm joined by my beautiful neurotypical wife, Andrea,
Hello, everybody.
as well as our good friend, Coach Stephanie, your neurodivergent money coach.
Hey.
And our another surprise for tonight is that Shane Mayer is joining us.
Shane Charles Mayer, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
So cute.
Yes.
So the reason why we, for Jello, who's one of our regulars, the reason why we're doing this Thursday instead of Tuesday is because the Cleveland Cavaliers were in the NBA playoffs. And I told Andrea, I'm like, I just want to hear the end of the game. I wasn't even watching television. I was just listening and listening to it on radio. And then when I came down after the game, Andrea was already asleep, and we just knew it just wasn't going to happen. Hey, Valley Bubbles, thank you so much for following me. Let me send you a gift. Just send me
Sorry,
a message.
everybody, we missed you and disappointed everybody Tuesday night, but we're here tonight. We're here to make up for it, and we're sweetening the pot with Money Coach Stephanie being here as well.
Yep. I do have to go at 1:45, but I'll be here.
That's okay.
We'll make the most of our time together.
Okay. But first, I just have to say, A-Star22 says, nah, just Canada. I don't know what that's about, but Canada caught
What
my
is
eye.
this?
That's your coat.
Why is it
All people from all countries are welcome here.
Absolutely.
Get out of my car.
ADHD does not discriminate.
And
No.
we have people from Canada that I visit all the time. I have clients from Canada. Stephanie, aren't you from Canada originally?
Sort of. I spent my middle school and high school and college years in Canada.
Okay, well there
That's a good chunk of time.
Yeah, I'd say. But that's great. So we would love to know where else people are tuning in from, because that's always fun to see how far some people are. I already drank it. And what we do here is we fold our laundry and we work on getting things done. So if you are out there and you have some tasks that you've been putting off, hey, this would be a great time to get working on them. And while you do, you're going to also get some education on how to navigate your finances if you have ADHD, and I mean, even if you don't have ADHD. Stephanie, we haven't done this in a while. What's our countdown to Christmas?
I had a hunch you were going to ask. There's May. 7 months to Christmas.
Woo!
Okay. And that's like a little joke that we've done for a while, Stephanie and I, because it turns out that they have Christmas the same day every year. So rather than go into debt to buy Christmas gifts, we just keep warning people every single week how close we are to Christmas in hopes that it can help a little bit.
Yeah.
So with 7 months to Christmas, if you want to be able to spend, that math just got really difficult for me all of a sudden. If you want to be able to spend $840 on Christmas, you should put $120 a month away.
All right.
There it is, everybody.
I tried to go 1,200 divided by 7, and suddenly I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was like, that was like a super random number.
Who's that?
That one is
So if everybody, if you're just joining us, we are folding our laundry. We are doing folding and finances tonight. It's a body double session. So if you have laundry to do, get it out. Let's do it together. Friends don't let friends fold alone. And if there's another task you'd like to work on, please put it in the chat. Let us know what you want to work on while we are folding, and we can utilize this time to keep each other accountable for getting our stuff done. And if you just want to hang out and listen about finances and learn some good information from Money Coach Stephanie, then you're welcome to just hang out and chill. And if you are liking what you're hearing and you want to personally see if money coaching might be good for you, then you can book a free call with Money Coach Stephanie through Ryan's profile where it says book a call. Under money coaching, it's completely free.
The first call is free.
That's right.
And money coaching, what exactly is that? I've never really heard of that. Actually, I have, but just in case people haven't.
So money coaching is I help you fix your finances. And I have 5 fancy questions to fix your finances.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I use Wine App with all my clients, and so we create a spending plan, and I help you set the routines you need to be able to have success. So just today, I was celebrating with a client that I've been working with for almost 6 months. So it'll be 6 months at the end of May. And I don't remember exactly how much, I actually do. Yeah, he's paid off over like $15,000 in debt since we've been working.
That's incredible.
Woohoo! That's awesome!
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Wow.
Hey, if anybody else out there has debt that they are working to pay down right now, put a money emoji in the chat. You don't have to say how much, or maybe you just want to put like 20 of them in there. But let us know, because I think it's actually good to know you're not alone in this. To know that there's other people out there who might be struggling a little bit.
Absolutely. Money Coach Stephanie, I have a question.
Okay.
If anyone out there has a question about money coaching or finances, put it in the chat. Okay, Money Coach Stephanie, my question is, let's say a person just has debt in their life and they never work to get out of that debt. They just live in debt their whole life.
Oh, that's a good question.
When they leave this earth, when they pass away, what happens to that debt? Does it die with the person, or does like their children have to pay off that debt?
You know, I have no idea. I'm not an end of life expert. There are some coaches that deal with that, and I know I should talk with my clients more about end of life sort of issues. But the way I generally attack it is, let's just get you out of debt as quickly as possible, or as quickly as you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll talk with, especially single clients, and married clients too, but if it comes up, we'll talk about making sure that you've got enough in savings so that your family can bury you without any hassle, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
They can bury you without you burying them in your debt.
yeah, pretty much.
That's smart. That's good.
Well, it sounds.
Okay, now I'm curious. Give me a minute. I'm gonna Google it.
Do it.
Okay. All right.
And if you're just joining us, welcome to Folding with Friends and Folding and Finances. We're doing laundry and we're talking finances. And
Okay,
go. What is it?
I got an answer. So, I knew this. I just couldn't remember in the moment.
That's okay.
Typically, what happens is that your estate is responsible for your debt. So your estate will pay off your debts first,
Okay.
and then if there's any money left, then your heirs would get it or whatever. So yeah, if they run out of assets before all the debt is paid, at least according to Google's AI answer right now, The unpaid portion is usually forgiven and doesn't become the responsibility of family members. However, co-signers or joint account holders might still be held responsible for remaining balances. So that's where, like, if you co-sign for somebody on their car loan and they die, then you might still get stuck paying for that car loan once they pass away.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, moral of the story, don't co-sign loans.
Pretty much.
In what case would someone require a co-sign for a loan?
If their credit score is too low, that's a pretty common one.
Okay.
In fact, I would probably say that one. So if your credit score is too low, or there's some question about whether or not you would be able to make the payments on the loan, whether that's because your credit history is poor or your income isn't high enough. Yeah, those sorts of things.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Mm-hmm. I would think too, like it might come into play with a mortgage. Like if you have just a really, really, really small down payment, they might want a co-signer if there's some question. Again, if you can't make the payments, it's the payments that's the biggest thing, because that's what falls back on the co-signer is if the person who's, who takes out the car loan can't make the payments or can't make the mortgage payments, they'll come after the co-signer for the payments then.
Okay, that makes sense. And anybody else have any other burning questions out there about finances? Let us know. Put it in the chat.
Andrea, what highlights did you have from this week so far? Because now it's Thursday instead of Tuesday.
Yes.
And here on Folding with Friends, in case if you're a first timer, let us know. And one of the traditions that we do is we like to celebrate. So what can we celebrate with the folks that are here? Hey, Hillary, Rebecca, what's up, Santana? And Gigi's here. Go. Yeah, celebrate. Let's celebrate. No, go.
One of my other clients paid off like $6,600 in debt earlier this week.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Woohoo!
So what was the approach? Like, how did that happen?
She actually got a gift from her mother, a cash gift that enabled her to pay off that debt, a little bit of others, put some money into savings. So yeah, it worked out really well for her.
Oh wow, that's incredible. And that makes me think of a blog post that's on the Ryan Mara Coaching website about that money coach Stephanie wrote about what to do if you get a windfall.
Oh yeah. So here's what I did with her. I busted out my 70-10-10-10 strategy. And we put 17% of it towards her goal, which was working on getting out of debt. We decided she was going to save 10% of it. So she's got a little car issue, just an aesthetic issue that she wants to take care of. But she needs to save for the repair. But she's going to spend 10%. She needs some new work attire. And then she's going to give 10% away, and she has a charity in mind that she's excited to help out a little bit.
Oh, that's incredible.
And that's such a cool strategy that honestly, if she didn't have a coach, she probably wouldn't have thought to herself to do that.
No. Yeah.
So that's incredible.
It really is. I love it. We just received an unexpected windfall.
We did? Wait, we did?
We did, because we pretty much pay our taxes and don't ever expect any returns, because in years past we always would have to owe money. So tax season was always horrendous for us, because people are oh, I got my tax returns, and we're oh shoot, we have to write a bigger check. It was always awful for us.
Yeah.
But since we got a bookkeeper, we have not had to like write more checks for taxes.
Mhm.
And we received some tax money back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was an unexpected little cash flow, which was super awesome. And we were kind of hemming and hawing about what we wanted to do for our summer vacation.
Yeah.
Like I had already had received off from work, like a 1 week in summer for vacation. And we hadn't really chosen what we were going to do yet. And, you know, we're kind of going back and forth with some ideas. And, you know, we weren't quite sure, like, how much money we wanted to spend or where we wanted to go or if we wanted to fly or drive. You know, we really didn't have a good vision for what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But Ryan and I do have a vision that, and we've had this since our honeymoon, that when we retire, we would like to be snowbirds. We want to keep our home in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio, but we'd also love to have a vacation home. And originally we were thinking Jamaica because that's where our honeymoon was and we fell in love with Jamaica. But when we were telling our travel agent this, she's like, Americans don't really retire to Jamaica. Like that's not really a thing. Like it's not really safe there, like to do that. So we're like, okay, plan B, let's retire to Florida.
Okay.
So since we've been married, like our thought process was like, okay, whenever we do family vacations or like trips, let's go to different beaches in Florida and just see what we like, to just explore them. And then the one that we think would be like best for us, then we can look into getting a retirement home there eventually.
So it's basically we're interviewing beaches every time we go on
Yeah,
vacation.
like communities, beach communities.
That's fun.
Yeah. So whenever we had Ethan, whenever Ethan was about Shane's age, he was just about to turn 2, and it was like the final month that we could take him on a flight without having to pay for a child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was his first flight, and we took him to Siesta Key, Florida, because that it's supposedly like the most beautiful beach in America with white sands.
Yeah.
So like obviously we have to check this out.
By the way, it lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it was beautiful. If anyone out there is looking for an amazing American beach, Siesta Key, Florida was outstanding. We really loved it.
It felt like the feeling of the sand was so fine, it was like flour. That's how I describe it. Like the feeling of flour. Right.
It was really phenomenal. However, we just determined that since it's on an island, it would just not really be
Well, it's not an island, it's a key.
Well, the beach we were on was on an actual island because we had to take a bridge to get there.
Ah.
But we just decided it wasn't going to be good for living. Because there's so much traffic on the actual island, it was just like kind of slow to get around. And B, there was one grocery store on the island that was like super expensive. And like if you need to go to Home Depot, you have to wait for the bridge and get off the island. It was just like, it was pretty, but I don't think it wouldn't make sense to live there. We don't think, for like everything that we'd want to, have easy access to in life. So it was a great trip, but it was a good learning experience for us that's not where we want our vacation home to be.
Right.
So since then, we have not, we went to Fort Lauderdale last winter to visit friends. And it was lovely. I think, Ryan, would you say it's like a consideration for us? We didn't necessarily like think like, yes, this is the place, but like it was nice. We enjoyed it.
It was okay.
But anyway, a place that's been on our list, Money Coach Stephanie, that we've like been considering going, but we weren't sure is Destin, Florida.
Okay.
And the Panhandle of Florida. So with this recent windfall, we're like, okay, well, this is one of the things on our list, and it just so happened like the money that it was going to be to book for the week is like the exact amount of money that came in with the windfall.
Nice.
So we're not doing the 70 rule, but we're putting that money toward a nicer trip.
Good. That's awesome. Hang on, A*22 has a question here. First timer here, I have a question about how you can split a joint line of credit with an ex-spouse without going to court. That is going to be a legal question, not a financial question. So I would say talk to an attorney and see how to do it without going to court. I would say you might try Legal Shield. We got a Legal Shield membership last summer when our dog was attacked by another dog, and it's been good. I don't think we've called Legal Shield for anything other than the dog attacks yet, but it's nice to know that we can reach out to an attorney if the question comes up.
Absolutely. Just having that peace of mind.
Yeah.
And having that quick access to an attorney if you would need it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm sure, people get into circumstances and they don't know who to turn to. They don't have a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
So that is nice.
Yeah, they've got an app with like an immediate an emergency call button. Like if you've gotten arrested or detained or your children have been taken away, you can give them a call immediately.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's actually that is peace of mind.
Yeah.
Money Coach Stephanie, do you have any money coaching groups that openings right now?
I think I'm actually thinking about retiring money group coaching because I haven't been able to fill it very well.
Okay.
I've been focusing on my one-on-one coaching a little bit more, changing up a little bit of what I'm doing there to make the one-on-one coaching a little bit more accessible while still making it sustainable for me.
Okay.
I like it.
So I'm actually moving to a tiered approach with my fees, a little bit income based.
Okay.
But I was just pulling it up to see how many openings I have right now, so I can't remember. Looks like I have 2 openings right now.
Oh my gosh, only 2 openings. All right.
Yeah, only 2 openings. I suspect I may have 3 by the end of the month, but I'm waiting to see what one client who I just talked to today about re-upping decides to do.
Well, regardless, if anybody's out there and our friend Algorithm brought you here, maybe it was for a reason. Maybe you're supposed to have one of those 3 spots that your neurodivergent money coach Stephanie Berman has available right now. So book a call.
Yeah. Oh, here's something interesting that I'm developing a little bit more recently is I actually have 3 clients right now whose parents are paying for their coaching.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I'm slowly developing more of not necessarily a program for those types of clients, but more of a process of here's how I interface with the parents, here's how I interface with the clients, here's how I explain to the parents what the clients are going through and what they need to be doing, and then plugging in the parents as the body doubler.
Ooh, I like that.
So yeah, it sounds like it's working pretty well for the one client I have doing it right now. I'm trying to get a second client to agree to do it.
Yes.
And then the third, I'm not sure her mom wants to be so involved.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but that's also not super uncommon in the first few months. It's like these parents expect their ADHD to catch on right away and know what to do, and then they get 4, 5, 6 months in, and they're like, oh, this isn't working quite as well as I expected it to. And then that's when I can tell the parents more like, hey, if you want to see this work better, here's some things you can do. But I think I might start presenting that as this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And then I was realizing I should be charging more for that.
Absolutely.
Because it's a little bit more work. Because now I have to manage the client and parents.
It is more work.
Yeah. So it's been good though. I feel like I'm starting to settle into a little bit more routine and being able to advocate for myself as the coach and advocate for the clients a little better. And yeah, so it's good. The platform that I use with all of my clients actually allows the client to share their budget with multiple different people who can like have their own login but still log in and see the client's budget. So like that's how I do it. I have to log in, my own username and password for every single client's budget. And then the clients who are, being paid for by their parents can then turn around and give their parents access to the budget the same way they gave me access to the budget.
I love that.
Yeah.
A couple of things that made me think of Money Coach Stephanie. The first thing I will say is, did you hear that Ryan was actually in Forbes last week about an article about body doubling?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Ryan has become world renowned for his body doubling advocation. And that's what we're doing right now, right? We're doing a task. Everybody else is doing a task. We're keeping each other accountable. We're doing it. And Ryan encourages all of his clients to body double. And it sounds like you're encouraging your money coaching clients to body double, because for the ADHD brain, it really helps that extra motivation, that extra encouragement to get it done, because you don't want to disappoint your friends. You don't want to, you want to do it for each other.
It's the only reason I'm doing laundry right now. Because I know that there's people watching, and I agreed that this is what we would do. So it really does crank up the accountability. Same kind of rationale behind why I know I need to do group exercise. So for example, anybody who's followed along in my journey for any amount of time, you probably know I like playing basketball. And the main reason why I like doing that is because
I was wondering if you were going to do that.
Is because there's accountability of, hello, is anyone under there? There's the accountability that everybody needs to show up. So that's what my buddy even told me, who I just invited. He said, "Hey Ryan, I can't thank you enough for inviting me to basketball, because I know I would absolutely not get out of bed at this time, because we play from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning." And he said, "I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for basketball." And I said, "Why do you think I do it?" So yeah, it's all about accountability, and it's different forms of body doubling. All right, so let's type on the other one.
Yes, so absolutely, Money Coach Stephanie, body doubling to help get finances in order.
Makes sense to me.
Definitely makes sense for the neurodivergent brain. Body doubling to accomplish hard things like administrative tasks for Ryan. Absolutely, like he has definitely a higher probability of getting it done if he's doing it with a friend, if he's body doubling. Absolutely. And guys, Coach Ryan has a free body doubling group. If you join the Ryan Mayer Coaching, the ADHD Coach Ryan community on Patreon, it is absolutely free to join. And there's hundreds of people in there that support each other in a judgment-free zone. It's super awesome. Money Coach Stephanie's in there. I'm in there, and there's challenges every month with fun activities to get people moving or walking or organizing,
Building habits.
I haven't seen you guys drink water yet tonight.
Oh my gosh.
You know what, Money Coach Stephanie, you are absolutely right, and it's because I'm out. I got to refill.
Sorry, short. Where are you going?
Here it is. Thank you, Stephanie, for the accountability. Hey, anybody else out there need to drink some water?
Cheers, everybody. Hydration station, here we come. Doink.
All right, I got 5 minutes left.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which I got reminded of from your last comment about your money coaching client with students and parents.
Yes.
Okay, so that got me thinking, Money Coach Stephanie, about how in schools there is not good education about financial management, especially for neurodivergent people. How can we overcome this as a society?
There's a deep question.
That is a deep question. I'm not sure I can answer it.
Yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. 5 minutes left. You're on the clock.
Well, honestly, I think it kind of starts with the talk with the adults, because adults can't teach kids how to be good with money unless they understand how to be good with money themselves. They're not perfect with money.
That's a great call.
Yes.
Honestly, that's a good point.
They don't have to be perfect with money, but if we have school district superintendents who don't see debt as a big deal, why would they want to introduce a financial literacy course into their high school? So stuff, or like politicians. Why would politicians who think debt is no big deal, pass a law to require a financial literacy course before high school graduation? So I think it's a giant issue that has multiple moving parts that would all need to be fixed in order to make it better.
Yeah. But no, and I think to your point, it's just about what we can do to help ourselves, and then in turn help the next generation in whatever way that looks like.
Yeah.
And so if you are not sure how to manage your money, that's okay, because you can work with Coach Stephanie and you can figure it out, and then you can inspire the people that come after you.
Yep. And I would say too that we shouldn't necessarily leave it up to the institutions.
That's true.
Yeah.
That us adults should be figuring this out so that we can teach the younger generations without leaving it up to the schools. My husband sent me an article about community, not really community development, but helping the people around you in different spheres of life, and gardening was one, and taking back our nutrition from big farming or whatever. They didn't use that term, but it was that sort of thing. All of these different areas, even talk about down to the medical stuff. It's form these little groups of find a provider and stuff like that. So it was kind of reminding me of that.
Totally. We can't always just blame it on the system. We have to be the ones to change the system.
Yeah. For example, I don't think I've ever talked about this here, but I am trained to guide specifically Christians through it's called a journey of generosity, and you're learning all about how to be generous, not necessarily just with your finances, but with different areas of your life. The whole course, it's a 1-day course. The very first video talks about somebody who donates their kidney to somebody else.
Aww.
So yeah, stuff like that too. Just even in a small group setting, get a small group together and talk about your finances. Let's make it not such a taboo topic. And I think that's the answer to your question, Andrea, is the very first thing that needs to change is that money shouldn't be such a taboo topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And on that note, I really do need to go.
Yeah, that's a great mic drop.
Thank you so much for coming, Money Coach Stephanie. It's always a pleasure. Guys, if you have enjoyed the conversation, if you're curious to learn more, or if you just want to talk to Money Coach Stephanie one-on-one, please book a free call. She's willing to help you and see if money coaching is for you. You can do it through the profile.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What do you guys think? Do you think I should work on some stain removal on this?
Absolutely.
All right.
Shane, you scoundrel. How about you find the socks? I thought you were going on sock hunt. Oh, that actually was good.
Are you doing?
That went in the right basket.
Are you doing a sock hunt, Shane?
He's the sock guy. Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
Run away down.
Good job.
Good job. You put it in the sock pocket.
So I'm going to switch the topic from finances to nutrition for a second.
Yeah, do it.
So I was just on a call with two friends. One friend has a son that has pretty severe food allergies. And another friend has a son that did have food allergies, but she was able to help him overcome those food allergies by healing his gut.
Really?
Yeah.
Healing his gut.
Healing his gut. So she went through the
Okay, look for socks.
the whole process of how she did it, pretty much like eating whole foods
Yeah.
and chicken broth.
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth.
Why chicken broth?
We're gonna have to look it up more. But I
Hey,
think
I
there's
folded that towel.
there's healing properties from the chicken broth that help to heal your gut.
Interesting.
And it reminded me of whenever I was going to the functional medicine doctor, like that's something we did for a while. Do you remember that I made chicken broth?
Mhm.
So I kind of want to get back to it.
Meanwhile, we're joined by our special guest laundry helper, Shane, who took a 3-hour nap today and is very, very well rested. Well, that's because it's getting put on.
Hey Shane, no. Can you sit down for mommy, please? Hey, if you can't sit down, I'm gonna have to take you back to bed. Okay? Can you sit down, please?
Here, keep looking for the socks. You were doing awesome. Okay, for those who are just joining, we're here doing some laundry. We're almost done. Is anybody else doing some laundry? I'm Coach Ryan. I'm certified ADHD coach. I help people like me with ADHD. Anybody else out there have ADHD? If you do, throw a brain emoji in the chat just so I know I got some fellow neurodivergent folks out there. And let us know, where are you checking in from? We're here in tropical Cleveland, Ohio. And we're always excited to see where people are from. So let us know. Oh, fan club, Neuro Rebel ADHD. Love that. Hey, Ella's got the brain. What's up, Ella?
Yo.
Oh, A-Star 22.0 said, and now I'm curious. Chicken broth.
Yeah. Bone broth.
Bone broth. Huh?
Healing the gut. So in combination with the child eating whole foods, having this chicken broth, and then consuming whole food supplements called Juice Plus,
Whole food composites.
where they take the food straight from the field and they squish it and make it into a powder, and then you consume it with either capsules or gummies, or you can drink it as like a fruit punch drink. She was able to heal his food allergies, and her husband healed his outdoor allergies.
Seriously.
Yeah, so pretty cool. And you know what? I've had pretty, I won't say severe, but I've had seasonal allergies since high school. I can remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Like end of April, like my nose would start itching real bad. End of April, my nose would start itching real bad, and I like have itchy eyes and like runny nose and just like itchy all over my face. And since we've been taking Juice Plus whole food composite since the beginning of the year, and I haven't had that.
In Lila's basket.
So I really do think it's working on me.
So what is it exactly? I know it's a whole food composite, but
Yeah. That's all it is. It's fruit, 30 different fruits and vegetables, and they dehydrate it and pulverize it into a powder, and then you take it. It's simple. It's pretty straightforward what it is. So if you guys want to check it out, you can learn more at mayor.juiceplus.com. And the whole Mayor family is taking it. Shane, sit down, please. Thank you.
But I mean, is it like a drinkable thing? Is it chewable? What are the forms, I guess? 3
different ways to take it. You can either swallow capsules, which are made of tapioca. They're 100% vegan. Or you can chew it in little chewy gummies.
Oh, that's what our kids have?
That's what the kids take. Or you can drink it in like a fruit punch beverage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's that. Have you noticed any differences in your health since you started taking it?
I feel like I don't have any issues going to the bathroom, so that's nice.
Okay.
Like I'm flowing, regular and not having to do a lot of effort, so that's kind of good.
Okay. Were you needing to do a lot of effort previously?
No, but I just feel like it's less, so it's kind of like it's gotten a little better. Not that it was bad.
Okay.
I feel like my skin is better. It's getting better. Like I kind of had some like acne stuff kind of going on my shoulders a little bit,
Okay.
and that I haven't really noticed that as much.
Okay. Well, that's definitely a win.
But yeah,
We'll go with that.
All right, well, we're down to the last socks. So if you have questions, well, actually, there's still some on the floor that Shane threw. Anybody else have questions, thoughts? Oh, Brent Manuel from Ottawa, Canada.
Woohoo!
He's in the house. Nancy Olive is here. What's up, Nancy?
Hey. We got some sock orphans over here.
Well, some of their brothers and sisters over here.
Oh, okay. All right. Getting close.
Speaking of group coaching, because you asked Stephanie about that before,
Oh yeah, how's your group coaching going?
it's really powerful. We have an all women's group, we have an all men's group, and we have several co-ed groups. And I'm going to be adding a few more coaches to my staff here at Ryan Mayer Coaching because we have so many people interested. So if you want to see what it's like to get support for your ADHD in a group setting where you are totally accepted and you belong and there's no judgment, it's something that dramatically changes lives. So we'd love to have you come check it out. You can come for free to shadow a call. Oh, you're a coach, Neuro Rebel. Let's connect.
Go.
Yeah. So Kelly Elrod Lacey says, do you have to take medication for your ADHD? Oh, good. Neuro Rebel, we should talk. I do choose to take medication for my ADHD. That is a very personal decision for everyone. So I would say, obviously, consult your medical professional because I am obviously not qualified to tell anybody yay or nay on medicine. But what I will tell you is that I've considered all the pros and the cons, and for me, the pros outweigh the cons. and I've been on medication now for what, 20-ish years. So yeah, my ears are working. Oh, good. Okay. But you know, I would rather not take medication. So hopefully we can work towards something like that. But yeah, you got to do what works best for you. Yeah. Oh wow. Non-stimulant. Cool. When were you diagnosed? I was diagnosed in high school. Did you have to go through testing? I really think I am, but I've never been tested. Well, Kelly, you're in luck because a lot of my clients, especially female clients who may have gotten misdiagnosed or just overlooked previously in their lives, have connected with ADHD Online, which is a company that I am a huge proponent of. So you can go to ADHD Online and you can use discount code Coach Ryan 50 for $50 off. So for less than $150, you can have a diagnosis by tomorrow by a certified medical professional. They're licensed in several states. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but absolutely worth checking out. And I can't recommend them enough. So there you have it, folks. Folding with friends on a Thursday.
Whoop, whoop. We did it. Nice job, everybody.
And I am definitely tired. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go to bed. Oh, you're in the UK. Got it. Okay. Well, that's fine. Neuro Rebel, we should definitely talk. And Kelly, feel free to schedule a call. Oh, I love God Chaser. I saw that. Love that. K Mitch is here. 87 Lux Creations. Andrew W. Dwarka. So I'm gonna wish everyone a good night. Thanks for joining us. We are here every Tuesday. This miss that we had 2 days ago is the first time in I think over a year or something. But anyway, we're here to be your accountability partners. You don't have to do this alone. And just I know how hard this is. That's why I became a coach. It's my full-time job. Yeah, please. Yeah, Kelly, I'm so glad that you found us too. Please let us know how it goes.
Join the community.
Join our community. You can join for free through the profile. But please, regardless of if you have a diagnosis or not, just want to let you know you belong here. It's a safe space. And whatever we can do to help, let us know. Okay, Andrea, you want to say good night to everyone?
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern. Bring your laundry.
Shane, want to say bye?
Yeah.
You got tired. All right. We warm out. All right, bye, everyone. Bye, Ella. All right, Neuro Rebel, we'll talk soon. Bye. You're welcome, A-Star. Thanks so much for being here the whole time.
Woo-hoo.
Honestly, appreciate you.
So cool.
You should stop by next week. Bye. 5,000 viewers.
Wow, honey, that's impressive. I wonder if anybody else goes live still, like Trina and like.
I don't know.
Tim always says, "Oh, the ADHD market is saturated," but like, what's really going on?
I know. Ryan at RyanMayerCoaching.com. Honey.
Yeah.
Just like right in front of me. Do you think you can try to close them? Oh, it seems like I thought you were like doing it to give me a hard time.
Seriously?
I don't know. But I mean,
I don't like that, like, so many of our interactions have to be negative.
I don't like that either. And I'm not trying to make it negative. I'm just asking. I'm just sharing my feelings. That's what it's supposed to do.
Can we get new furniture?
Once we make enough money. Still gonna